Hey everybody, it's Doc, and this is going to be a quick unboxing and setup video of the new Nintendo Switch 2, which was just released yesterday, June 5th, 2025. And this unit introduces several significant upgrades over the previous OLED model, which was the white model, I believe, when it first came out. And we'll talk about some key differences and highlights of the unit while we do the unboxing here. I unfortunately did not have the stamina and strength to wait overnight at these midnight pickups for these devices, like at Best Buy. Back in the day, I remember doing that for WoW expansions and stuff. The Nintendo Switch 2 is basically an upgrade. I know it's a 2, and you would think that that means it's a brand new console, but really, it's an upgraded console. So let's see what you get in the box here. The Switch 2 comes with 2 new Joy-Cons. I believe they're called Joy-Con 2s now, and I really like them. They're bigger. They're bolder with their colors, and we'll talk about them a little bit more in detail when we take a closer look. The screen itself is a larger screen. It's definitely probably about 20% bigger, I would say, when I think about, you know, what the OLED version had. This is a 7.9-inch 1080p resolution, 120 hertz refresh rate screen, and the kickstand now does not obscure the USB-C port, which was always a problem. So you can plug this in on the top of the unit, and you'll see that a little bit later, and still put the kickstand together. So that's a nice little upgrade here. Of course, you're going to get an HDMI cable, and these are the Joy-Con bases. They come with the wrist straps, and you'll notice that they have a little bit of glide mouse pad surfaces that some games will use these as mice, which is pretty interesting. Here's the controller adapter. This allows you to slide both of the Joy-Cons and make a more traditional gaming controller. That looks similar to the last model, but a little bit of differences as we'll get into. Now, Nintendo is using a detachable USB-C cable that goes with the AC adapter here. With the older Nintendos, these were one piece. And of course, the dock. The dock is a dock. I mean, it's a little bit bigger, of course, because the unit's bigger. Looks like there's more airflow to it. And if you pull off the back here, you're going to see an HDMI port, the USB-C cable for the power, as well as a network adapter if you want to hardwire the device in to your fast, sweet, wired connection in your home, if you have one. Let's put that back on. There we go. So that's what you get in the box, but let's talk about setting up the Switch 2 as well as transferring our data from an old Switch 2 back to this one so we're up and ready to go. So setting up the Switch is actually pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically like setting up the first generation or the OLED Switch. Basically, it's going to first ask you to attach your Joy-Cons, and it's going to give you a couple of quick setup questions regarding location and, of course, getting your Wi-Fi and your network set up so it can download some updates. Once you're all done with that, it's going to go through a quick little tutorial on the unit. It's going to show you some of the features such as the stand, how to attach and release the Joy-Cons, and then of course, what your different options are regarding connectivity. Once you have all that set up and your consoles are up to date, and I would certainly recommend making sure that you go to your old Switch and update that, because that has the functionality to transfer the data to the new Switch 2. So you always want to make sure that you have them both up to date, or the process will not be able to move forward. So you're going to want to make sure you log into your Nintendo account on both devices, and I assume that's necessary to transfer the account information to the new Switch 2. But one of the other things, and as you can tell by this video that I didn't do initially, is that each device is going to require you to plug them in to AC power. so they can do the transfer process. Once everything's up to date, you'll be asked to move your Switch consoles within close proximity of each other. And being that they're all plugged in and getting AC power, the process really wasn't that difficult. You just need to hold them close and they will transfer data from one switch to the other. Then you can just sit back and let the time go by as the data is being sent. So this is good if you have a switch and you want to maybe sell it. You know, you obviously would like to transfer your information to a new switch. And then once you're done with that, you can go back into the settings and you can reset the device to factory defaults. And that should also remove your Nintendo Switch from your account. So you're ready to pack up the old device, sell it on eBay, give it to a friend, gift it, or whatever you want to do. But not too bad of a process overall. Just a little time consuming, but really easy as long as your switches are up to date on their software and you have them plugged into AC power. All right, guys, thanks for checking out this video about the Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing and some basic information and how to transfer your information from your old Switch to the new one. Hope it's helpful, and please feel free to like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. I know we didn't touch on all the features as far as the power that's under the hood of the Switch 2, but maybe we'll save that for a second video. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.